One Piece chapter 1148 was absolutely amazing and absolutely heartbreaking at the same time, and I'm here to talk about it. Let's go. So in this chapter we begin with Yamato that's finally finished her mission fighting off who was captivating the two brothers and sisters, so two dinosaurs that used to be with Kaido. So now from what we can see, they're gonna be working or be under Yamato. So at some point the Straw Hats will see them again, and I wonder how Nami is gonna take the meeting with Alti and Page One at the same time. So we'll see. So yeah, in this scene we can finally see that Raizo actually became the daimyo, and it's absolutely super fascinating to see that. The title of the chapter is called Rania. So from that only, I could not understand whatsoever what that Rania was meaning. And Rania, to me, in the beginning, I was thinking maybe it's a cry, maybe that's something that was screaming or something like Rania, you know. But literally from the first picture, we understand that Rania is actually the name of a little girl, and we see an arrow that actually goes another way, not the same way as all of the kids, and that's where we see that the God's Knight's new plan is to actually murder or kill one of the kids in the next 30 seconds so that they can get an answer from the giants and from Yaro. I swear to God, those God's Knights are the worst. But we see that Rania is basically on the arrow walking towards the edge of where they are. So basically, if she goes on the edge, she's basically gonna jump into nowhere, you know? Basically the whole bottom of Elbaf, which is really pretty tall. And so basically we see that Gunko is talking with Summers through their snails or whatever, and Summers is the one who's telling Gunko, hey Gunko, go with the orders, and if no one answers in the next 30 seconds, just let her go and let her jump, you know? Which is kind of cruel. I mean, you don't go to a country and you endanger them in this way, trying to attack the kids. Literally the kids. I mean, are you insane? But hey, I guess that's what the God's Knights do. The God's Knights do the dirty work of the world government and not just the world government, but they do the dirty work of basically the gods of this world of One Piece. And that's what they're doing. But at the same time, we have the giants that are completely enraged with this situation, and they are hopeful that somebody can actually come and help. And right after that, we get a scene of Robin and how Robin is doing. And if you can remember from the previous chapter, it was time for Robin and Scopper Gaban to enter the scene and do something about what's going on, because those God's Knights are not gonna get away with it that easily. And so in this scene, we can see that Summers is right on top of a vine dragon, basically. And we can see that he's actually small, even compared to the Straw Hats, even compared to Nami and Sanji, he's actually pretty tiny, because the serpent is pretty big, but maybe that's not Summers on top of it, and maybe that's actually Robin that we see from the back. But other than that, we also get Scopper Gaban's wife that's also here to join with Dory and Broggy that are going to take arms and go. And from here, from what we can see, they are saying, let's go together, let's split into two groups. One will fight the monsters and the other will save the kids. Okay, so at least they have a plan, and the plan is one goes to save the kids and one will actually fight the monsters. So hopefully on both fronts they will win. And you can see them right here. Two arms, let's go. They are ready to fight and they are ready to defend themselves. But right as we see that, we also get Summers' message. And what Summers is actually saying is freaking crazy. Because he says, also, when you burn the school and the library, no book should be taken out, simply because what we want to destroy is your culture and your history. I mean, if you destroy the culture and the history of a country, that country does not have any more personality, any more identity anymore. So that's what he's trying to destroy, basically their whole identities, and make them just into basic mercenaries that don't even think for themselves and just go when they need to go. And right as he says that, I mean, Robin came in with that Cienfleur prow in his face. And you can also see that he's bleeding from it. So she did some damage on Summers. Hopefully a lot of damage. We don't know yet how it went. But the attack was called Craspedia. Craspedia, I don't know what it is. I will be looking it up at some point. That attack was so satisfying in a way. Robin really needed to do that because she needed to defend Saul, and she really defended Saul by freaking seeing floor. Right after that, Jinbei is telling her to be careful because yes, against God's Knights, you gotta be careful. And from previous fights or whatever, they are immortal, so she gotta be careful. But at the same time, right as she's telling him that, Robin ain't wasting no time. She is a true assassin. She did not waste one second whatsoever. Right as he told her that, Cuatro manos clutch, basically. And just like in the old days when she would, you know, break somebody's spine, that's what she basically did with Summers. But Summers is immortal. So it's absolutely fascinating that in 10 seconds, because in here he's still counting 20 seconds left. So in 10 seconds, he was able to regenerate himself from a broken spine to rebuilding himself, which is nuts. Yeah, and just like Usopp says it, damn, it's a zombie too. And right as he got back on his knees or whatever, Robin comes and actually grabs him, runs towards the edge and jumps with him. And basically her theory is if he is applying his devil fruit power on the kids, meaning the spines around the kids, that means that if she can push him towards something so far that he cannot apply his devil fruit to the kids anymore, that will work. That will protect the kids, you know? So that is actually Robin's plan. And right as she is jumping with Summers throughout the air, Summers gets pissed, puts up his spines, and then he notices, oh, it's actually not the real Robin. The real Robin stayed up top. And right as we switch to the next shot, we can also see that Summers ain't that stupid. And he was actually able to put one of his thorns and get a hold of it so that he can stay there and not, you know, jump all the way. And right as the time is actually starting to run out, meaning there's literally less than 10 seconds left, the God's Knights are pressuring the giants even more to have an answer. Are you gonna burn the library, or are you gonna let that little girl jump from the edge? What are you gonna choose? You have 10 seconds. And in all of that craziness and in all of this desperateness and all of it, the little girl, actually Rania, is speaking out. And what she said, what that little girl said from her mouth, I mean, look, what she says basically is, I love school and I have lots of friends there. And I love the library too, because the books teach us so much about the world. And my teachers taught me that we shouldn't bother people and that we shouldn't do things they don't like. If the school and the library disappears so that I can survive, I think that will bother everyone. That's why it's better if I fall. Master Yaru, don't worry about me. I've always been lucky. It's gonna be okay. And right as you see that, like you see her cry. So basically you give the knowledge to a kid and he's basically giving you that back. Absolutely amazing to get from a kid. From a giant kid. And right as we see Rania's answer, Yarul is actually saying, just goddamn burn that library because no one deserves to actually die. And it's fascinating to see the both mentalities confronting each other, meaning the adult that wants to protect the kid, but the kid that wants to protect knowledge, protect everybody, not just her and not just the knowledge, basically everybody at that point. And right as we're so emotionally traumatized by everything that just happened, in the last double page we get Summers that actually was able to go up to where Robin and the other Straw Hats was, and he puts Robin around some vines, and you can see Summers right in the back with a cannibal made of vines or something like that, and he's ready literally to attack everybody, all the Straw Hats and Robin. And right as he is right there in that scene, we have the most legendary sneak attack of One Piece in 2025. Scopper Gaban versus Summers. He sneaked up on him so bad. I literally jumped from reading the last page. I was so happy and excited that fucking Summers just got his ass wiped by Scopper Gaban. And what is going on actually in here is that Scopper Gaban came, cut Summers' hand, and Summers is actually realizing that his hand is not regenerating. And as soon as he turned and he saw who it was, he was like, fucking Scopper Gaban! And from there, he also sliced him up, and you can see Scopper Gaban's face at the end, and you can see that he is pissed and that the God's Knights went too far. So from this last scene, we can already conclude that they both know each other. And my theory on the fact that they probably already fought one against the other like 20 years ago on God Valley. No, not 20 years ago. What am I saying? It was like 39 years ago. All I'm saying is they probably won against the God's Knights that day in God Valley. And that's all I'm gonna say. And that's why he probably knows him. That's why he's like, Scopper Gaban! Crazy chapter. Crazy chapter. I am telling you, a lot of emotions throughout this whole chapter. A lot of stuff happened, and in a way, you can still consider that as a transition chapter in between like very big action that's gonna happen. So we'll see what's gonna happen later throughout the next episodes. I will come back with another video here in a few days, and I will let you know, guys, what's gonna happen. And if you like One Piece, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below what's your favorite character in One Piece. Peace.